some breaking news right now at noon. A private investigator hired by former President Donald Trump's Georgia attorneys alleged more than 2,000 phone calls and just under 12,000 text messages took place between Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and her special prosecutor Nathan Wade before he was hired.
What's going on, everybody? Good damn afternoon, Americans. I'm Jericho Green. I'm chilling with you. And yes, people, it's not lost on me. I know that my intro song is a little porno-esque, but I like it. A shout out to my man Shant. I hit him up and said, "Can you hook me up with a new intro?" He said, "Yeah," and that's what I got. That beat is smooth. And you're welcome if that beat helped you make some babies. Name it after me. Anyways, thank you guys for being here, but let's handle some business first, shall we? Listen up. You won't believe this. Gen Z is probably more prepared than you are. Millennials too. Recent research reveals a whopping 40% of Gen Z is preparing for the worst. That's twice what Gen X is doing. Shocked? Or wrap it up. Gen Z knows something big is coming. So do you. The time to do something right is right now. Start at my website, preparewithjericho.com. There you'll find a rare special offer on a 1-year emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. Yes, a food kit large enough to get you through an entire year. My Patriot Supply has helped millions of Americans prepare for emergencies. They're ready to help you too. Sealed inside a rugged 4-layer packaging, their delicious meals last up to 25 years in storage and provide over 2,000 calories daily. That's over 2,000 calories every day for a year at a special price of under $2,000. This rare emergency food deal ends this week. You won't see it again. Go to preparewithjericho.com. Free shipping included. Preparewithjericho.com. Bam. How about that? That girl's having a baby, I read somewhere. So, ooh. Anyway, shout out to you guys. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the link to my new YouTube channel, Green's House. But today, I saw something and I said, but who cares? Of course, this was going to happen. But, you know, remember when you were young and you getting some lie with your parents? You can't back out now. You've passed the point of no return. You must continue and see this lie through. And that's what Fani Willis and Nathan Wade did. You know, the two Georgian prosecutors. She's the DA, and he's a special prosecutor that she hired to help her get Trump on some campaign fraud charges. So Fani Willis, just like Letitia James, the DA up there in New York, who thinks they got Trump now, he's going to pay $300 million. No, he's not stupid. But they ran on the emotions, on their emotions and the emotions of the voters. We're going to get Trump. I'm going to get Trump. We're going to take down Trump. Trump is the worst thing to happen to this country. Trump, Trump, Trump. So their TDS got the best of them. It rotted their brain. And so last week, was it? And I saw this story and I didn't touch it because I wanted it to play out just a little bit more. So last week, Fani Willis and Nathan Wade were on the stand testifying, and they were asking them, when did you guys get together? They said, we didn't hook up romantically until 2022. Remember that year, 2022. We didn't bump uglies. We didn't do the nasty. We didn't swap bodily fluids until 2022. On the stand, under oath. What do you call it when you lie under oath? It's called perjury. So they both said, we didn't fuck around with each other until 2022. And then they started asking him about the money because they took vacations together, went to dinners and all this shit. Well, who's paying for who? And she said, well, I would pay for it, or he would pay for it, and then I'd give him cash. What? Who the fuck does that? And then they asked him about using this other guy's card, and he said, I never used the card. And then the guy got on the stand and said, yeah, he always uses my card. Remember that Chappelle skit where Rick James came over to Eddie Murphy's house and he was rubbing his muddy boots all over his new white leather couch? Fuck your couch, nigga. Remember that? And then it was intercut with clips of them sitting down with Rick James and asking him about these stories. And he says, man, I never rubbed my feet in his couch. Yeah, I remember rubbing my feet in his couch. That's exactly what happened there. I never used that dude's card. Yeah, he used my card all the time. Which one is it? I don't know, but we'll find out. But guess what we know now? Good old Trump and his legal team. This isn't, I shouldn't say this is Trump. This is his legal team. They did this. So Nathan Wade's phone. Oh, hold on. Wait. Not only did they both say that they never hooked up romantically until 2022, they asked him, how many times did you go to her house? He said, I couldn't have gone to her house more than 10 times. So that's two numbers. I know it's a lot. 2022 and 10 times. Under oath. Nathan Wade's phone pinged at Fani Willis's house 35 times before they claimed the affair began. What? Why are you over at her house? Not only 35 times, but at all. And this wasn't 9 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. This is late night after 10 p.m. Why are you over her house late at night working on the case? You guys didn't have the case. The case didn't exist then. You weren't her special, or you weren't hired as a special prosecutor. So there was no case to discuss. So why would a man go over to a woman's house after 10 p.m.? Let's find out. So Nathan Wade's phone pinged at Fani Willis's home 35 times before they claimed the affair began because he's still married. Oh, I'm going through a divorce. He's still married. He said he didn't go to her house more than 10 times, but the cell phone records say you were there 35 times. Uh-oh. Nathan Wade's phone has been tracked to District Attorney Fani Willis's home late night in 2021. Remember, we didn't do nothing until 2022. So why are you at her house late night? Well, before the pair claimed they were a couple, according to a bombshell new court filing by attorneys for Donald Trump in his Georgia election fraud case. Genius. Because now, even though the charges were bullshit, now they don't matter because they got you on the stand under oath and you lied, you perjured yourself. So now, if you lied about that, now we don't know what you were telling the truth about. So the evidence you have that you think you have, the alleged evidence against Trump, is now two things: null and void. On 35 occasions, Wade was in the vicinity of the condo Willis was subleasing from a friend in Hapeville, Georgia, for an extended period of time between April 1st, 2021 and November 30th, 2021. Let's see. 7 months. According to Charles Middlestat, an investigator hired by Trump's team. Many of those visits were before Wade was hired by Willis to be special prosecutor of the Trump case in November 2021 and appear to contradict court testimony last week when he said he claimed he'd been to the condo no more than 10 times before he was hired. They were before. So maybe, I don't know. Excuse me for being conspiratory, but maybe they're over there. And then afterwards, hey, well, why don't you hire me as your special prosecutor, baby? Come on. You can hire me. You get the money. You got the money, you give me the money. They're not going to track that shit. And I'm sure that's how it was born, in a puddle of post-coital sweat and other fluids. The duo have told the court they didn't strike up a romantic relationship until the spring of 2022 and broke up around a year later. However, in the lead up to Willis hiring Wade, also in the month after he signed his first contract with her office, he appeared to visit the condo twice in the middle of the night. According to Middlestat, who analyzed mountains of cell phone and geolocation data from Wade's number. On September 11th, 2021, am I the only one who can't help but think of September 11th every time you hear September 11th some other year? Is that common? You tell me. On September 11th, 2021, Wade's cell phone was placed around the Hapeville condo at 10:45 p.m. If you guys got stuff to discuss it at the office. Why are you going to her house late at night? You know why. We've all been there. That's a booty call. And he didn't even give you the respect of daylight, woman. He kept you under cover of night. You don't want to be seen in public with your ugly ass. You are a late night booty call. All that money, all that prestige, all that intimation in those degrees, and you still ain't nothing but a late night booty call. You still holding your knees together, running to the bathroom. Anyway, on September 11, 2021, Wade's cell phone was placed around the Hapeville condo at 10:45 p.m. and stayed there until the wee hours of the morning the next day, leaving at 3:28 a.m. Boy, you guys were burning the midnight oil. And soon after arriving at his own home, Middlestat claimed in an affidavit. So you guys, they're both in their 50s. They got, I don't know if they have kids. I think she does. So y'all weren't using no condoms. It was just raw nastiness. Then on November 29th, 2021, Wade calls Willis at 11:32 before arriving in the area of the condo after midnight and remaining there until 4:05 a.m. Girl, he didn't even stay over. He left at 4 o'clock in the morning. He said, I'd rather drive home than sleep under the bingo arms of this bitch. 11:30, he called her and didn't leave until 4:05. Gives a new meaning to smash and grab. The investigator also claimed, based on the data he collected, Wade and Willis made over 2,000 voice calls with each other and exchanged just under 12,000 interactions over the 11-month period. So I guess that means text messages. Trump and many of his co-defendants have been seeking to boot the embattled Fulton County, Georgia DA from the case and to get the criminal charges against them tossed based on allegations that Willis improperly hired Wade, who they say was her boyfriend at the time, and then financially benefited from his lucrative contracts with her office when he treated her to vacation to the Bahamas, Aruba, and Napa Valley, California. So she's paying you, what was it, $600,000? She's giving you these exorbitant amounts of money, and you're turning around and spending it on her, taking her out of town. He took her. See, notice there was no expensive dinners right there in Georgia. He took her ass out of the country. He didn't want to be seen with her. The pair were forced to testify in a 2-day hearing last week where they both firmly maintained they didn't strike up a romance until the spring of 2022, and that they roughly split the cost of their vacations, with Wade buying them on his credit card and Willis paying him back in cash. That's another thing she said. I got a bunch of money at home. Where you keep it? Under the mattress? Under that overused mattress? You ain't nothing but a booty call, girl. Wade and Willis also testified they split in the summer of 2023, but they remain close friends. Yeah. The information seems to suggest that Wade and Willis may have lied on the witness stand about when their relationship began. Georgia-based defense attorney Keith Johnson told the Post, if today's affidavit is correct, this could lead to perjury charges. He added, the affidavit presented by the defense attorney in this case indicates there were several phone calls and text messages between the parties prior to the appointment of Mr. Wade as special prosecutor. That directly contradicts the sworn testimony of both Mr. Wade and Miss Willis, who stated that they had a platonic relationship prior to being appointed. Because, of course, guys, your girl who's a friend It was totally platonic for you to go to her house at 11:30 at night and leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys are just being friends. Probably eating some popcorn, sitting on opposite ends of the couch. Just being friends, because that's what friends of the opposite sex do. Especially when one of them's single. And he never even took you to his house, girl. He went in there and stained up your sheets. He all over your thread count. He didn't even take you to his pad. I guess he couldn't because his wife was there. But we've all been there, fellas. Your marriage is ending. Either way, you're in a place that you're willing to have sex with another woman. She's your friend. So you go over to her house at 11:30. Nothing happens. We all know what happens. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. I love it. Middlestat said he came to his conclusion by creating a geofence using the 2 cell towers closest to the Hatfield condo, which were 3,000 and 2,000 feet away from the address of the condo. So that's a little over half a mile, or in some cases less than half a mile away from her house. Trump's lawyers are seeking to have the information added as evidence for Judge Scott McAfee's consideration when he rules on whether Willis should be disqualified. McAfee set closing arguments on the motion for March 1st. That's next week. Let's see. Yeah, it's like next week or early the week after that. The friend that Willis subleased the Hapeville condo from, Robin Yurdy, testified that Willis and Wade struck up their affair starting in 2019. But lawyers in the DA's office seem to suggest during their cross-examination of Yurdy that her testimony shouldn't be credited because she had an axe to grind with Willis after Yurdy left her job in the DA's office. So I guess she left on bad terms, and so they think she's a hater, so don't listen to her. Well, her testimony doesn't matter. There are cell phone records, there is cell phone evidence that you guys were together way before 2022, as you claimed under oath, and that you didn't have a romantic relationship until then. Bullshit. So if you're lying about that, you're probably lying about what happened with the money. Oh, he would pay for it, but then I would give him cash. Well, why did you just take your cash and pay for it? I mean, you guys are playing boyfriend, girlfriend, so what's this going Dutch 50-50 shit? You swapping fluids. He's coming over in the late night, skeeting off in your crevice. So what's the problem? It's bullshit. Everything is a lie. They thought because they were going after Trump, nobody would care, nobody would say anything, nobody would investigate. And that was true until you got Trump in the courthouse and started playing with his time. Now he's focused on that. And by all accounts, they did commit perjury. We've all seen the footage of them saying we didn't have a romantic relationship until 2022. And now we see these cell phone records that clearly show that they were fucking in 2021. So if you guys lied about that, everything you built on top of it as far as your case will crumble. It's over. You're disqualified and you'll both be brought up on perjury charges. And I hope in any way, I know it's up to a judge, but if in any way Trump and his team could make sure that they are prosecuted to the full extent of the law, I hope he does. If this is a situation where he can press charges since they went after him, I hope he does. Because they would be more than happy to falsely prosecute and convict and jail President Trump. They would do that no problem. So I hope whatever he can do to get that to happen to them, I hope he does. You know how I do, guys. I love the low road. You want to play this shit, fling mud on his name and reputation, try to get him in prison? Nah. There's no, please, no. Nah, I don't want to hear none of that shit. Now you're going to pay. I hope they go to jail. Isn't that what happens when you purge yourself? When you not purge yourself. Blah, give me a stick. Blah, purge. No. When you perjure yourself, don't you go to jail? You know what happens when they put your hand on top of that book and you say those words? That means everything you say up here has to be the truth or you're going to be in trouble. So I hope they're in trouble. Man, you guys are having a good time. They probably took that money that he got paid and spread it out on the bed and fucked on top of it. That's why you don't touch your face or your mouth after you touch money, because the Georgia DA probably had sex on it. You idiots. But you know how it goes. Try to be done with the left. They just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link, get in that description box, hit the link, like, subscribe, and share to my new channel, Green's House. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.